In this video, we will delve into the fundamentals of process scheduling. We will explore the scheduling criteria and provide an overview of various scheduling algorithms. So, let's begin our journey into the world of process scheduling. Process scheduling is the activity of the process manager that handles the removal of the running process from the central processing unit, also known as the CPU, and the selection of another process based on a particular strategy. The main purpose of process scheduling is to achieve maximum CPU utilization and provide an acceptable response time to all programs by allocating CPU time fairly among the processes. There are several types of process scheduling, each serving a specific purpose. Let's explore them. First, we have long-term scheduling, which determines which programs are admitted to the system for processing. It controls the degree of multiprogramming. Next is medium-term scheduling, which temporarily removes processes from main memory to reduce the degree of multiprogramming. This is also known as swapping. Then there is short-term scheduling, which decides which process in the ready queue will be allocated the CPU. Short-term scheduling executes most frequently. Finally, there is input-output scheduling, which decides which processes pending input-output request should be handled by an available input-output device. Now let's take a look at the different states a process can be in during its execution. First, a process starts in the new state. From there, it moves to the ready state, where it waits for its turn to be executed by the CPU. Once the scheduler dispatches the process, it enters the running state. During execution, a process may need to wait for input-output operations or some other event, in which case it transitions to the waiting state. Upon completion of the input-output operation or event, it moves back to the ready state. Finally, when the process completes its execution, it enters the terminated state. Also, a process in the running state may also go to ready state when the time slice allocated to it expires. When designing and selecting process scheduling algorithms, several criteria are considered to optimize system performance. Let's discuss these criteria. CPU utilization aims to keep the CPU as busy as possible, ideally achieving 100% utilization. Throughput refers to the number of processes completed per time unit. Turnaround time is the time from submission to the completion of a process. Waiting time is the total time a process spends in the ready queue, waiting for its turn to be executed. Response time is the time from submission until the first response is received. Fairness ensures that each process receives an equal share of CPU time, or a weighted fair share based on their priority. Let's examine some non-preemptive scheduling algorithms. First come, first served, also known as FCFS, executes processes in the order they arrive in the ready queue. It is simple to implement but can lead to the convoy effect, where short processes wait behind long ones. Shortest job first, also known as SJF, selects the process with the smallest execution time. It is optimal for minimizing average waiting time, but requires knowing execution time in advance. Priority scheduling assigns a priority to each process, and the CPU is allocated to the process with the highest priority. This can lead to starvation of low-priority processes. Now let's discuss some preemptive scheduling algorithms. Round robin, also known as RR, assigns each process a fixed time slice, also known as quantum, in a circular queue. After the quantum expires, the process is preempted and added to the end of the ready queue. Shortest remaining time first is a preemptive version of shortest job first. The process with the smallest remaining time is selected to execute. If a new process arrives with less time, the current process is preempted. A multi-level queue partitions the ready queue into separate queues for different process types. Each queue has its own scheduling algorithm and priority over lower queues. Here is an example of how round-robin scheduling algorithm could be implemented. This code showcases the core logic behind how processes are managed and executed within a defined time quantum. The function round-robin scheduling takes processes and a time quantum as input. It then cycles through the processes, allocating the CPU for the duration of the time quantum, or until the process completes its execution, ensuring fair distribution of CPU time. Let's summarize the key points covered in this video. CPU scheduling is crucial for efficient multitasking and resource utilization. Different algorithms optimize for different criteria like throughput and response time. Non-preemptive algorithms run processes to completion, while preemptive algorithms can interrupt running processes. There is no single best algorithm. The best one to use depends on system requirements, and modern operating system schedulers often use hybrid approaches. Next, we will explore process synchronization and deadlocks. If you like this video, hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe. Visit codelucky.com for more such useful content.